do do. Ba-da-ba-ba. 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 Cause a little earthquake here, but I'm gonna move my table closer to me. See if we can change an angle. Maybe I can get my old legs up on the couch. Feel pretty comfortable. Hello, Corey James. Hello, BT. Hello, Suze. Suze, good morning, Miss Hampton. Thank you for joining today, Miss Hampton. I've missed you a little bit lately. For about a week, you are a regular occurrence on my show. Hello, Joe. That's Joe squared to me and you. Hello, Strelitaful. I'm doing my best on the names. I apologize. I screwed up Miss Hampton, so I'm just calling her now Miss Hampton. It might be a quiet Saturday morning. Hello, Cecile. My first time doing this show on a Saturday morning. Hello, Janice. You dancing fool. You Harlan. CRB. And anybody else that's going to join in. I so appreciate you joining. I think, hello, Jim Jackson. Hello, Quinn. Hello, Zeke. Wonder if Zeke's from the South. I've never met a Zeke before. Had I met a Zeke? Hello, Laura Jean. Hello, Sean. Hello, Donna. Hello, Spet. Hello, Mary. Aw, Miss Hampton has a cold, a sore throat, and her nose is runny. Thank you, Sean. Hello, Caesar King. Hello, Heat. Hello, Virginia. Hello, Edward. We're getting a nice group hopping on. Hello, Charmaine. As I was saying, I've never really met a Zeke in person. However, if I would have had met a Zeke before, my guess is it would have been a person from the South. The name Zeke, although again, not one I am familiar with. I think, hello, Virginia. Thank you so much for following the creator. I so appreciate that. I think there might have been a Zeke in the movie Pulp Fiction. Am I wrong? Am I right? Can anybody help me with that? I don't know. I won't go into the scene. It was one of the more disturbing scenes in the movie. It's a movie of several disturbing scenes. The Dancing Fool. Chippy, RJ's on. Gonna drink some hot tea with honey. Miss Hampton, that is what to do. For some reason, all of my shows called Coffee with Ken. There's something inherently medicinal about tea that doesn't exist in coffee. As big of a fan as I am of coffee when I'm feeling sick or I got a sore throat or my body's aching, coffee doesn't seem as, again, medicinal. And but tea somehow kind of, I don't know. I think it's probably more hydrating. And as I age, I'm 55 years old. I got a bad knee. I got aches. My pains got aches, and my aches got pains. I'm starting to come around a little more to like Eastern medicine. And I mean, maybe it's because I'm exploring my spirituality or my meditative side or my Zen. And it seems in the Far East, tea was probably used medicinally more than it was here. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true at all. But anyway, I think when you're not feeling well, tea's the way to go over coffee. And I apologize that, especially for a guy that has a mug that says coffee with Ken on it. I believe East like Nepal. I've never been to Nepal. For a while, I had a nice young lady named, I forget her name, who would watch my show every day from Nepal. And I think she might have even, I don't know if she sent me pictures or maybe she posted pictures of herself on TikTok and with Nepal in the background. And again, I've never been to Nepal. I know it's on the base of the Himalayas, and I think it's over by India somewhere. But it was interesting having somebody hop on from Nepal, from that side of the world. When I say Eastern, I'm thinking Japan, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I bet you they drink a lot of tea in Japan. I don't even know, but they probably do. They probably do. I mean, sake, sake, although not tea, comes in these little tiny. I think I've been to Chinese restaurants, and I believe they brought tea out to my table in these little white cups for us to sip after dinner. Francis Salazar said, "Thank you so much for following the live creator. I so appreciate that." I've never been to Japan, Tavis. No, I have not. I should go. Okay. There's probably a bunch of places. I mean, it'd be neat because it's such a different culture than here. And instinctively, the first places I want to go, I've never been to Italy. Honestly, never been to mainland Europe. I've been to Britain several times. But Italy jumps out. Greece sounds kind of interesting. Germany in the mountains, I think, or the Swiss Alps sounds neat. But maybe that's the Euro dude in me. The guy whose mother grew up in Scotland and has been to Britain several times and kind of feels a connection ancestrally to Europe. But I think going to a place like Japan might be very interesting because the culture is probably different. And I don't know. I don't know. I bet it's probably interesting. Tavis says he goes to Greece every year. Well, that's cool. I'm supposed to encourage. Please share my live and invite more friends. Oh, RJ already shared my live and invited more friends. Thank you so much, RJ. I so appreciate. Miss Hampton shared the live. Is Dancing Fool still there? Dancing Fool, who loved that I said her name. Perhaps she would share the live. And as her friends hopped on, I believe I would share their name. Francis Salazar, my newest follower. My very newest follower. Laura Beth, thank you for liking the live. Good morning from North Carolina, Tia. My very newest follower is currently named Francis Salazar. I should celebrate my newest follower. I mean, maybe all the older followers, my followers that have been following me since the beginning, would start to resent that. But I think as long as... Oh! Sorry, Francis. You're no more. Tia from North Carolina is my very newest follower. We really appreciate Tia. You know what Tia means in Spanish? It means aunt, I believe. I believe it means aunt. Thank you so much for following the live creator, Tia. Again, I've been doing this for about 2 years. And experience shows, the experience that I've just experienced in the last 30 seconds, that as long as you're always celebrating the newest follower, everyone wants to be the newest follower because you're celebrating them. Preston Halsey says, good morning from Dayton, Ohio. Good morning to you. Heather Odell says, good morning, Ken, and everyone here as well. Thank you for joining, Heather. Tia says that's how she got her nickname, by being an aunt, apparently. Well, isn't that neat? I'm glad my Spanish was still spot on. I, again, took, I don't know, maybe 3 years in high school of Spanish and a year maybe in college. And I've worked as a waiter at several restaurants and had an opportunity to speak Spanish a fair bit there. I was working at Super Target from February to September, and there were many Hispanohablantes. I would say Mexicanos, but one of the young ladies there was from Belize, and she was very nice and a very sweet, kind woman who also was from the South, by the way, and this is going to be totally off the subject, but she would call me sir. And she was probably 40 years old, so she wasn't a real young lady. But I think she was from Louisiana, although she was Belizean, however you say a person from Belize. Good morning. Wait, Francis Salazar, you're back. I'd like to stay on the whole time, but wanted to say hi. Well, I appreciate that. Muy bien, RJ. I am muy bien. Thank you for asking. Huntington Beach, California. I imagine real estate prices have gotten very expensive in Huntington Beach. I lived in Long Beach in 1991. And Long Beach is just, I believe it's Long Beach, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach. And Huntington Beach is a big surf town. And if you keep going, what's the beautiful city you run just south of there, where I ran a race a couple times and it was amazing. Up through the canyon and back. Uh, Famous writers from there. How were the Cali girls? I don't know. I don't know. How were the Cali girls? I was fresh out of college. I was dating a woman who was still in college and wanted to try something different. So moved to California and continued to date a woman, which looking back seems very silly to date a woman or to have a girlfriend that lives half a continent away, especially when she's in college and I was probably 23 years old. So it seems kind of silly. RJ wants to know, hello, music loving mom. RJ wants to know how the Sam Adams beer, non alcoholic beer, is. For any new viewers, I stopped drinking 2 years, a little over 2 years ago. I used to drink every day and smoke pot every day, and realized it was kind of bumming me out and wasn't proud of who I was or what I was doing or the direction my life was going. So decided to stop and haven't really looked back. I do periodically drink a non-alcoholic beer from time to time. My current favorite is the Beck's non-alcoholic. I like Heineken Zero and Bud Zero, and I'll try probably anything else. But I feel honestly, the Beck's non-alcoholic beer has I don't know, just feels like I'm drinking a beer, but I only want to have one or two, uh, versus 2 or 3 years ago that I'd want to have, one or two 12 packs. So it was very different. Let's see. Watch a documentary on Sam Adams. I know a little bit about Sam Adams. I was watching a bunch of stuff on the Revolutionary War recently. Again, I watched something on Ben Franklin and Thomas Jefferson. And during that time, John Adams was very involved in both of those guys' life and very involved, obviously, in the Revolution. He was the second president of the United States. His cousin is Sam Adams. And I believe Sam Adams was a little more rebellious by nature than John, his cousin. And John Adams was a little slower to take on the revolutionary cause. And I believe John Adams was an attorney in the early 1770s and represented the British soldiers that fought in that shot the people in the Boston Massacre. I believe that's true. Somebody can fact check on me, but I believe that's true. Hello, Miss Hampton. Well, we'll miss you while you're gone, but thank you for letting us know you'll be back. But anyway, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. This is a special version. Special version. It's my fourth episode of this. It's called Coffee with Ken during nap time, or nap time coffee with Ken. I haven't exactly figured it out. It's interesting. I want to talk about that. I also do another video pretty much every day called My First Sip, or The First Sip, where it's me waking up, getting my coffee brewing, and pouring that very first cup of coffee and taking my first sip and kind of sharing some thoughts with whoever's watching. And I think that's an interesting show. It's not as conversational as this. And not as interactive. Obviously, I don't even have an audience till after the fact. It's just kind of me clearing the fuzz out of my head and talking about thoughts and life a little bit. And I think the show's important to me, at least. And we struggled with the name for a while. We were calling it The First Sip, episode 55, and then we would change it to kind of the theme of the show. But the theme of the show didn't capture what the show was about, because the show's about a guy, me, waking up, drinking his coffee, and kind of sharing some thoughts. but it's mostly about just kind of the getting started with our day. And maybe occasionally I'll say something insightful, but the show's not about that insightful thought. It's about the experience of sitting down at the kitchen table and drinking your coffee and waking up and saying good morning. So anyway, what we're doing with that is we're calling it the first sip, the thought, whatever the thought was. I don't know if this makes sense to you guys, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. We're struggling now. I used to do this show live called Coffee with Ken at 8 in the morning every day. But over the last couple of weeks, my schedule changed. My wife got an opportunity she couldn't turn away from. So 4 days a week, I'm on super dad duty, but want to continue content creation and doing what I do, because I think somehow, some way, there's a end game for me in this, whether it's in radio or podcast or public speaking or inspiration or coaching or therapy or something. I think this is a key part of my journey and my path as I head my way down life. And I'm going to explore it to its fullest. For a while, I was kind of thrown off, going, what am I going to do? I've got my babies here. It's 8 in the morning. I can't do my live show. My wife's getting ready to go off to work. What should I do? I won't do anything. So I didn't do anything for a week and a half. And I kind of stewed and kind of resented things and kind of got bummed out and didn't go to the gym because my schedule was thrown off, and missed church and wasn't doing my videos. And those are three important things to me. And figured after a week and a half of pouting about it, I said, hey, let's work a schedule in that fits my new schedule. So my babies, I have a 1-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. Why, yes, I am 55 years old. And I've been procreating recently. Procreating seems like a good word of the day. I believe procreating means to reproduce, to create spawn, to create little ones of your species. Procreate is the word of the day. For a while, I was doing a word of the day video, and I might again. When I get to editing this video, if it comes out right and I can make procreate the word of the day, I'll shoot a video of it. And some people like it. I think it's actually has some value. I think there's a lot of people here on TikTok internationally, and maybe a lot of English as a second language people that are trying to learn vocabulary. And I throw out random words like that, and I don't know, they learn a little bit. And if they can learn a little bit and enjoy it, or maybe get some inspiration from my show, that always feels good. Welcome back, Miss Hampton. And Tavis, yes, 55 and newborns. Again, one is 13 months, and one is just over 2.5. And I was married before and have two beautiful older girls that are 17 and 14. And they live with their mom about 10 miles from here. And I'll tell you what, being a divorced dad is hard when you miss your little ones or your babies or your kids. And you try and do your best and be the best dad you can and be the best father, the best man, the best divorced dad, the best co-parent. But it's hard. It is hard. And I feel fortunate to have two little babies upstairs that in a couple hours, after I get a couple hours of quiet, I'll be looking forward to getting them out of bed and playing with them this afternoon until their mom comes home and we can play with them together. But anyway, Miss Hampton just came back with her tea now. And that reminds me, for those that have been watching a while, you know this isn't just a show about me talking. For those that have been watching a while, it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got myself a nice hot cup of coffee. I'm running low on supplies. I'm almost in panic stage. I'm going to have to milk this pot of coffee all day. Sometimes I'll have 3 pots. Won't always drink the third, but I like to have it in case I want any in the afternoon. I usually share my first pot with my kids and my wife, and then do a second pot for this show that that is in front of you right now. Well, RJ said he needs me to take 3 sips, and one of my favorite watchers of the show, or longest running watchers of the show, or most consistent watchers of the show, I gotta appease RJ. If he wants 3 sips, I'm gonna give him 3 sips of coffee. So my hope is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. It's the Dunkin' Donuts hazelnut, by the way. That's 2. 3 warm sips of coffee. 3 warm sips of coffee. Where'd Tia go? For a bit this morning, I was just talking about the newest subscribers. My very most recent subscriber to my show, which is slowly crawling towards 10,000 subscribers, is a woman, I think from North Carolina, named Tia. And I realized at the beginning of the show, if I celebrate in any way I can my newest subscriber, I'm more likely to get more. Because if I say, hey, I love Tia, she's my she's my newest subscriber, she's awesome, she's great, her nickname is Tia, which is Spanish for aunt, somebody watching might get a little jealous and go, hey, I like all this publicity, all this talk. Publicity. I got 9 people watching. It's a little bit of publicity either way. One more. But anyway, it was working for a little while. Hey, Ilana Christine, thank you so much or Iana. I apologize. I mispronounced her name. I have a tendency to do that. That's why I called Miss Hampton Miss Hampton. But anyway, it's Saturday morning, and I just laid down my kids to bed. It is December 2nd. It is kind of an overcast day. I took Holly out for a walk. I got a beautiful English Springer Spaniel named Holly. Took her for a short walk, which I like to do before my wife heads off to work. It is a little challenging taking a dog for a walk with 2 little wriggling babies. And Tavis asks how old my wife is. She is 40 years old. I'm not supposed to say that, but she is. Yeah. And again, with 2 little ones, it is can be challenging getting your dog for a walk. And I think I'm very in tune to creatures and humans and emotions and needs of others. I might ignore those needs at times, but I'm aware when somebody out there is hurting or somebody out there is struggling. And I'm also aware when my dog needs to go to the bathroom. And I don't know about you, but when I need to go to the bathroom, it's not pleasant holding it. You don't like to hold it at all. So if I feel my dog's especially excited or sitting by the door whining and nobody in the house is giving her the attention in terms of a walk she needs, it kind of drives me crazy. And I got 2 little wiggling ones, 2 little ones kind of wriggling around and throwing books and knocking each other over and watching Sesame Street and Elmo and playing with blocks and playing with cars and what have you. It can be quite chaotic. So my new routine is taking Holly out for a quick spin while my wife's still here and letting the 2 little babies get by without me for a little bit and making everybody happy because that's what I like to do. That's what I like to do. However, I've realized in life you cannot make everybody happy. And despite my best efforts, not everyone's going to like you or love you. And you're not supposed to get along with everybody. If it did, it'd be a strange world, and we probably wouldn't learn some things that need to be learned and experience some things that we need to experience. And occasionally, conflict or disagreement or even arguments can teach us things about life. And again, if everybody agreed with you all the time or everyone thought you were the best thing since sliced pie, maybe you wouldn't ever feel any need to improve at all. And so I am thankful for the people that disagree with me. Sometimes it's hard to be grateful for the people that don't like you or the people that disagree with you. But that's okay. They have a right to their own opinions. RJ says, make more blueberry pancakes. I may. No, we're out of blueberries. We are out of blueberries. We have strawberries. I could see if we had any frozen blueberries running around in the freezer, but we're certainly out of fresh blueberries. I served blueberry pancakes to my babies for lunch the other day and had so much fun doing it. I made it for dinner for two of the older ones, and everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. Banana pancakes. Unfortunately, we're out of bananas too. The only fruit that I know we're very strong in right now, we probably have apples, but our oranges. And I don't see making orange pancakes for some reason. I don't know why that is. You could make strawberry pancakes, you could make banana pancakes, but you wouldn't want to make orange pancakes. Do you agree? Heather Odell says it's minus 17 today here in Alberta. Temps are dropping. Is Alberta close to Edmonton? Is it on the west side? Is it on the west side, like near Banff? Is Edmonton in Alberta? Is showing my ignorance, my American-centric thinking. Where's Canada? Okay, well, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Correct again. Well, I appreciate that. Okay, because I think I've flown into the Edmonton airport on my one trip to Banff, Canada for a ski trip in 1995. And again, I've talked about it before, but Banff was probably one of the two prettiest places I've ever been. And just thought it was incredible. I kind of ski, RJ. I know how to get down a hill. At the time, I think I was trying snowboarding and could snowboard down the mountain a little bit, but I'd crash half the time. And I can ski enough to get down the hill, but I'm certainly not great at skiing by any stretch. And I haven't skied in a number of years. And I enjoy the experience that is skiing. I enjoy the mountains. I enjoy the scenery. I enjoy a lot about it. But I don't know at the end of the day how much I care about skiing itself, if that makes any sense. Again, I like the lodge, the walking around in the boots, and the excitement and the anticipation and all this. But I mean, I enjoyed it. Are you asking if have you been to Jasper? No. Is that Wyoming? I have not. I have not been to Jasper. I think that's in Wyoming. Would I try again? Skiing, I probably would, although it's been a while. Snowboarding, absolutely not. It's just too painful for a 55-year-old dude to do. I started snowboarding, and again, I probably snowboarded, I don't know, maybe 10 times in my life. And the first time I went, I probably was in my upper 20s. And I think snowboarding, at least to learn, is a kid's sport. Because when you fall on a snowboard, it hurts. You know, when you fall on skis, you slide down the mountain and your skis often fall off and you slide gently. You know, it doesn't really hurt. It's almost, it can hurt, but not generally. When you fall on a snowboard, you kind of go like this and your whole body stops. And all the force of the fall, hits whatever part of the body you landed on on. And it can be ridiculously painful. There's times, I've hurt all sorts of areas my body snowboarding, so I wouldn't do that again. Have I been to Chestnut Mountain? I believe I have. I can't picture where it is. Is it local? I think it's a small local mountain. Could be in Galena, I think. And if it's so, I've been there. So let's have a little more coffee to Chestnut Mountain. Oh. Well, then I have been. But I don't know how much I have for you today. I don't know how much I have. Jordan, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Heather Odell says Jasper is like Banff. What I thought was neat, I stayed in the Banff Springs Hotel. which I don't know when it was built, but it felt like it was built in the 1500s. And it's this massive castle. And at the time, I used to drink, and we'd meet down in the bar, and it had these gorgeous, huge windows overlooking a golf course, which is cool. Thinking of golfing and skiing in one trip, which I think you could probably do at the right time of the year. And just a beautiful place, amazing, amazing place. And I think you could walk to the town, which was super cute, had a ton of cool restaurants, and also had elk walking through the town. And just thought it was the neatest thing. Hello, Jonathan Andrea. RJ's talking about Molson non-alcoholic beer. RJ's got non-alcoholic beer on the mind. I am out of non-alcoholic beer. I pushed the limit last night. I had 3 Beck's non-alcoholic beer. And okay, to give you an idea at the pace of play one drinks with non-alcoholic beer. For Thanksgiving, we were having people over. So I bought 2 6-packs of Beck's non-alcoholic beer, and I'm quite a host. If you like drinking, you probably don't want to come to my house. I mean, you can bring your own. You can bring your own, but I may or may not provide the alcohol. But anyway, I bought 2 6-packs in case anybody wanted to share. And that was Thanksgiving. That was, 10 days ago. And I might have had 3 or 4 on Thanksgiving. And I had 3 last night. And so I've drank 12 beers in 10 days. And most of it was on Thanksgiving and last night. And that kind of shows you how different it is than drinking alcoholic beer. Because you'll have 1, you'll have 2, you enjoy the taste. You might have a third or what have you. But there's no desire to keep the party going because it's not really a party. It's kind of a nice taste and kind of makes you feel, I don't know, kind of fuzzy in the I used to drink but I don't drink sort of way. Uh, and again, I appreciate the taste after all these years of drinking, but you have no desire because I don't know how many times I'd say, should we have 1 more before we go to bed? And then 1 more become 2 more, become 6 more, or what have you. And there's just no desire for that with non-alcoholic beer. You can enjoy the taste, but there's no need to keep the party going because it's not really about the party. It's just kind of about relaxing and enjoying the taste and enjoying the company. It's not as much about, it's not about the alcohol. Whereas before in life, when I used to drink, I think everything was kind of about the alcohol. We were talking about skiing a little bit. I think part of the like of skiing was going in the lodge and ordering some drinks afterwards and that whole scene. And I think now that I don't drink anymore, I think the allure, did I say the word allure? Well, that could be the word of the day. Allure means the draw or the enticement or the want. Allure, it's the word of the day. Of skiing, to me, was going in the lodge afterwards and drinking drinks or drinking whiskey or ordering some beers or going out to dinner and ordering some drinks. And I'm sure that was a big part of it. And it's weird, I was thinking about it yesterday, how my wants have changed and my desires have changed so much since I stopped drinking. Golfing doesn't excite me as much, or bowling doesn't excite me. And maybe I'll come to a time. But I used to really enjoy golfing and bowling and skiing and various other what I would call drinking sports. And when you stop drinking, the drinking sports just aren't as fun as they used to be. Maybe there will come a time when I can learn to love golf again and learn to love bowling and maybe even learn to love skiing again. But I think for a lot of it, it was just an excuse to drink some beer and drink some alcohol and get drunk and do that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm going to drink a little more coffee. But it's Saturday morning. I think I hear my little nugget of love. My older baby, Augie, is 2.5, and I nickname him my little nugget of love. And my daughter, who's beautiful, named Eve, was called my little angel. And yes, it's short for August. But I hear my little nugget of love fussing upstairs. And if he's fussing and they're in the same room, the odds of Eve drifting off to sweet slumber is few and far between. So right now, I'm going to guess, Andrea, that's my birthday as well. I was not a big fan of naming my son August. It was my wife's doing. Because to me, August was the name, was a month. And it was the month I was born in. So when she suggested August, I was going, she's born in November. I wonder if she would have liked if I suggested we name him November. But anyway, it's growing on me, and he's a perfect little Augie, and he's a perfect little nugget of love, and he's my little guy, but he's fussing upstairs. And if he's fussing, Eve's probably awake. And I'm at this point, it's probably about, 10:30 or 11 o'clock right now. If I get him up, I serve him, I feed him lunch, I play with him, maybe watch a Sesame Street for an hour, hour and a half. I lay them back down around 1 o'clock. They'll probably sleep till 4 o'clock. And my afternoon's going to be really free. And I can be very productive and get a ton done. And that always feels good. I want to talk about this real quickly. I woke up today to a messy house. There were toys all over. We decorated Christmas. We made brownies. When I said we made brownies, I didn't make any brownies. I ate the brownies. But the kitchen was a mess, and I felt a little overwhelmed. And I talk about one bite at a time. And when I say that, they say, how do you eat an elephant? When you're feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling stressed or you feel like life's out of control, the answer to your problem lies in the question, how do you eat an elephant? And you eat an elephant one bite at a time. You can't swallow the whole thing. You can't clean the whole house. You can't fix all your problems. You can't come up with all the solutions. But what you can do is deal with the task that's right in front of you. And for me today, it was starting the dishwasher. And after that, I cleaned the counters. And after that, I organized the toys in here. And at some point later today, I'll vacuum and finish up the work in the kitchen and maybe clean the floors a little bit. And I know that doesn't sound exciting to you, but for a guy that likes to be productive, having a house to clean always makes me feel pretty good because, while the babies are sleeping, I do a lot of work creating content and posting videos. Thank you for joining, Jamie. This is my live. You haven't missed it? You've missed most of it. But anyway, I put a lot of work into content creating, but I also put a lot of work into being a dad and loving my kids and taking care of the family and what have you. And I'm fortunate, and just realizing how fortunate I am over the last couple of weeks, that to be in a spot where I get to spend quality time with my beautiful little babies and my stepkids and do what I love in terms of creating content and videos and what have you, and also love on my babies. So that's what I get to do today. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you're looking forward to your Saturday as well. I hope you're enjoying your coffee. Joni Haney, thank you for joining. I so appreciate when people hop on. And I always feel a little guilty when I'm signing off as people are hopping on. But I go live a lot. I mean, I go live about once a day. I used to go live at 8 o'clock every day. Now I'm going live at about, I've been going live at 10 or 10:30 whenever I can get my kids to lay down for a nap. And I usually talk for about 30, 45 minutes. And hey, Jerry Bear, thanks for the rose. And usually talk for 30 to 45 minutes. I think I'm 55 years old. I've had a lot of highs and a lot of lows in life, a lot of experiences, a lot of good, bad, and ugly that's happened in my life. And I think God blessed me with an ability to tell a story and to share my experiences in a way that resonates with an audience and to connect with people and hope that my experiences can teach you something or educate you or entertain you or inspire you, or just you could go, boy, that guy's crazy. Whatever. As long as you enjoy watching, that's cool by me. And I want to thank you for watching today, and I appreciate you. And I'm going to take another sip of coffee. I'm going to sign off and go check in on Augie, see if I can retract him from the room while Eve's still sleeping. Although if he's crying in the room, she's probably up and fussing as well. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for joining today. I so appreciate you. Andrea, you have a wonderful day as well. Robert Patrick, thank you for joining. If there's anybody new out there, please subscribe to my page. Follow me on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. I have a lot of fun doing this. Again, I share life experiences. Hope you find some value or some entertainment or some something in it. But I so appreciate you guys. It means a lot that you tune in. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. I hope you are feeling good. One last sip of coffee. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.